Welcome to the With You Always podcast. My name is Eric Gallagher, and I'm excited to share with you today's reflection. Over the last week or so, I've been preparing for the launch of the 21 Days to a Better Prayer Life Challenge, which we're doing through Sushipe. We did it last year in January and March, and this year we're going to do it again in January. And I get very excited about it because it's just a project that God planted in my mind just over a year ago now, about 18 months ago, and I've seen incredible things happen through it. But over the last week, especially as I've been struggling to get some of the work done, I have so many doubts. I'm attacked with so many thoughts of, does this really even matter? Is anyone even going to care about this? Right? This is common in my own spiritual life. I'm very aware that the evil one plants these ideas in my mind, and then he wants to stop me from doing these things. In fact, within the Ignatian spirituality and teachings, we know that we should anticipate times of desolation, times of attack, and we should be prepared for it, and we should live our lives in a way, especially as good things are happening, where we're not ignorant of the realities of the sacrifices and the suffering and the work that's entailed in the spiritual life. And so I started to pray with this because I was asking God to cast out these thoughts and just to give me the confidence and the energy and the motivation to push through some of the more tedious tasks of getting this work done. And as I brought it to prayer, I started to think about this season of Advent and how we can get very excited, right? And even as my children are anticipating Christmas and we're decorating and we're getting ready to receive Jesus, we're living in this great time of joy and consolation, and it'll be a tremendous gift. It is a tremendous gift that Jesus has come to save us. But also, we know very well that with that comes his death. And why is it important to always, to some degree, carry that with us? And to me, the answer is fairly simple, and just that it helps us to remain close to reality. This is how it is. We live in a fallen world, stained by original sin, right? And this is going to be a struggle until Jesus comes again. And I think we so often want to find an escape, and we're looking for that really rejuvenating, invigorating consolation in our life, where all is good in the world, right? But not all is good in the world. Sin still exists. There's still a fight at hand, and it's really, really important for us to be willing and able to engage in that and embrace that to whatever extent that God is really inviting us into, right? Because the reality is the battle is far greater and far bigger than we would even dare to want to see. But he invites us to be a part of it in our own ways. Right? My 4 children who are ignorant perhaps to much of that reality. I think all of us are ignorant to that reality and to some degree. But my children right now don't have such responsibilities as I have. But what responsibilities do you and I have in being attentive to that battle, lest we not forget that the battle is at hand? So I've been moved to continue to consider and pray about the ways that I can enter into that reality, perhaps subtly, perhaps in ways that are not noticeable always by others, perhaps not even in ways that I really need to talk about with those around me. This is the gift of fasting and penance in all the different ways. This is, to some degree, why fasting and penance can be a part of our Advent prayer and our Advent reflection. Is to, yes, be preparing for the life and the gift of Jesus in this world, in our hearts and our families, and to pray for that outpouring over and over and over again. but also to engage in the full story with Jesus at all times, to be a part of it, to be with him completely in all the different ways. So I don't know exactly what this means for me. I'm continuing to pray about it. I'm here to share it with you as it's something the Lord is doing in my own life right now. Know of my prayers for you this Advent season. I hope you can join us for the 21 Days to a Better Prayer Life Challenge. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.